I caught my wife cheating with a pilot, saw all her texts with him. She was begging him to FCK her while wearing his uniform. Now, she suddenly might be pregnant, and I never thought I'd be sharing this story with strangers on the internet. But I need to get this off my chest, and maybe someone out there has been through something similar. It was just a normal Tuesday. I came home early from work because I forgot some important files. I wasn't trying to catch her doing anything. I swear. I just walked in at the wrong time, or maybe the right time, depending on how you look at it. Let me take you back to where it all began. We met in college, Sarah and me. She was studying communications, and I was working on my business degree. We were the couple everyone thought would make it. You know the type. Finishing each other's sentences, same taste in movies, laughing at the same weird jokes that nobody else got. After graduation, we moved to Chicago for my job. It wasn't easy at first. The city was expensive, and we were both working long hours just to make rent. But we were happy. At least I thought we were. We got married 3 years ago in a small ceremony by the lake. Nothing fancy, just close friends and family. Sarah looked beautiful in her simple white dress, her blonde hair blowing in the breeze. I remember thinking I was the luckiest guy in the world. Sarah always had this fascination with travel. She'd collect travel magazines and spend hours planning trips we couldn't afford yet. So when she got the job as a flight attendant 2 years ago, I was thrilled for her. Finally, she could see all those places she'd dreamed about. The schedule was tough. She'd be gone for days at a time. But we made it work with video calls and little surprises for each other. I'd leave notes in her suitcase, and she'd bring back little souvenirs from wherever she'd been. I never once worried about her being faithful. Not once. That's what makes this whole thing so much harder to process. The changes happened so slowly, I almost didn't notice them. Sarah started getting more distant about 6 months ago. At first, I chalked it up to her being tired from work. Flying across different time zones can really mess with your body clock. She'd come home from trips and just want to sleep or scroll through her phone. Our conversations got shorter. Date nights became rare. Well, I tried to talk to her about it. She'd say I was overthinking things. It's just work stress, she'd tell me. The airline's been cutting staff, and we're all picking up extra shifts. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? We'd always been honest with each other. Then came the little things that started to feel off. She changed her phone password. She started taking more care with her appearance before flights. New makeup, getting her hair done more often. She said it was because the airline had stricter standards now. Again, I believed her. My mom noticed it before I did. During a Sunday dinner at our place, she pulled me aside while Sarah was in the bathroom. "Is everything okay between you two?" she asked. I told her everything was fine, but her question stuck with me. Was everything okay? I started paying more attention. Sarah had a new group of work friends she'd mentioned, other flight attendants and pilots she worked with regularly. One name kept coming up, Mark. Captain Mark Davis. The way she said his name was different somehow. Her voice would get a little higher, a little more excited. Mark showed us this amazing restaurant in Boston. Mark knows the best hidden spots in every city. Mark is so funny. You should hear his stories. I'll admit, I felt a twinge of jealousy, but I pushed it down. I wasn't going to be that insecure husband who gets suspicious every time his wife mentions a male colleague. But then the overnight trips became more frequent. The texts became more secretive. She'd suddenly walk out of the room to take phone calls. My friends noticed too. My buddy Chris asked me point blank one night after Sarah canceled our double date for the 3rd time. "Dude, is Sarah seeing someone else?" I got angry at him for even suggesting it. But the seed was planted, and deep down, a part of me was starting to wonder the same thing. That Tuesday changed everything. It was raining, I remember, because my shoes were squeaking on the hardwood floor when I walked in. The house was quiet. I figured Sarah was taking a nap after her red-eye flight from the night before. I went to our home office to grab the files I'd forgotten. That's when I heard her laugh coming from our bedroom. That special laugh she used to reserve just for me. My heart started racing as I walked down the hallway. The bedroom door was cracked open. I could see Sarah sitting on our bed, her back to me, phone to her ear. She was wearing nothing but her bra and underwear. "I can't stop thinking about last night," she said into the phone, her voice low and flirty. "The way you looked in that uniform." I've never wanted anyone so badly. I stood there frozen, unable to move, unable to breathe. I know, baby, she continued. Next time I won't take no for an answer. I want you to F***ck me while you're wearing it. The whole thing. The hat, the jacket, everything. My stomach dropped. I felt like I was going to throw up. Mark, she whispered, you have no idea what you do to me. I must have made a sound because she suddenly turned around. Our eyes met. The phone fell from her hand. Jake, she gasped. You're home early. I don't remember exactly what I said. Something like, who's Mark? Even though I knew exactly who he was. Captain Mark Davis. The pilot she couldn't stop talking about. She scrambled for excuses. It wasn't what it sounded like. They were just friends. It was just harmless flirting. I didn't say a word. I simply walked to her phone where it had fallen on the bed. She didn't try to stop me. Maybe she knew it was too late. I scrolled through their text messages while she watched, tears streaming down her face. The text went back months. Pictures, details of hotel rooms, plans for their next layover together, messages about how they could barely keep their hands off each other during flights. Please him to F***ck me while wearing his uniform. She had texted him just that morning. I can't stop thinking about it. And his response? Next time, I promise. I can't wait to see you again. I looked up from the phone, feeling like I was in some kind of nightmare. The woman I loved, the woman I trusted completely, had been living a double life. How long? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Jake, please. How long? I shouted, making her flinch. For months, she admitted, her voice small. For months. For months of lies. For months of me living in blissful ignorance while she was sleeping with someone else. I didn't yell. I didn't throw things. I just felt empty. I want you out, I said quietly. Tonight. She begged me to let her explain, to give her another chance, but I couldn't even look at her. I went to the guest room and locked the door, ignoring her knocking and crying. My mind was racing, replaying every moment of the past few months. All the late-night texts she claimed were from work friends. All the weekends when her layovers mysteriously got extended. All the times she seemed distant and distracted. How could I have been so blind? So trusting? I pulled out my phone and called my brother. He lived only 20 minutes away. I need you to come over, I said, my voice breaking. Sarah's been cheating on me. While waiting for him to arrive, I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall. Part of me wanted to confront this Mark guy, call him, find him, make him face me. But what would that accomplish? He wasn't the one who made vows to me. My brother arrived, and Sarah was still in our bedroom. I could hear her crying. I asked him to go in and tell her she needed to pack a bag and leave. I couldn't bear to face her again. An hour later, she was gone. My brother said she went to her sister's place. The next few days were a blur. I called in sick to work. I barely ate. I barely slept. Friends came by to check on me, but I couldn't focus on anything they said. All I could see was Sarah laughing on our bed, whispering sweet nothings to another man. But in the quiet moments, when the rage subsided, something else started to grow inside me. A cold, calculating clarity. I wasn't going to let this destroy me. I wasn't going to be the victim in this story. I started making lists. Bank accounts, mortgage details, shared assets. If Sarah wanted to throw away our marriage for some pilot fantasy, then I'd make sure she understood exactly what that cost. I met with a lawyer that Friday, a sharp woman named Jennifer Martinez who specialized in divorce cases involving infidelity. She told me to document everything, save all evidence, and most importantly, don't do anything stupid. Revenge feels good in the moment, she said, but it'll hurt you in court. I nodded, but deep down, I was already planning something. Not revenge exactly, but justice. Sarah kept texting me all week. At first, they were frantic apologies. Then anger when I didn't respond. Then desperate pleas when she realized I was serious about divorce. But it was the phone call on Sunday that changed everything. Jake, we need to talk, she said when I finally answered. Her voice was different, shaky, scared. There's nothing to talk about, Sarah. My lawyer will contact you this week. I think I might be pregnant. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I stood there in my kitchen, holding the phone, feeling the world spin around me. What do you mean you think? I'm late. I'm never late. And I've been feeling sick in the mornings. My mind raced. When was the last time we'd been intimate? It had been weeks, maybe over a month. Is it mine? I asked, my voice completely flat. The silence on the other end told me everything I needed to know. I don't know, she whispered. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just about infidelity anymore. This was about her potentially carrying another man's child while still married to me. Take a test, I said. And when you know for sure, you can explain to a judge why you're asking for child support for a baby that isn't your husband's. I hung up before she could respond. But I wasn't done. Not yet. I spent the next few hours crafting the perfect social media post. Not angry, not bitter, just honest. I posted a photo of our wedding day, Sarah in her beautiful white dress, me in my navy suit, both of us laughing and looking genuinely happy. The caption was simple. 3 years ago, I married my best friend. Today, I discovered she's been having an affair with her pilot co-worker for 4 months. She's now claiming she might be pregnant, and honestly doesn't know if it's mine or his. I'm sharing this because I believe in honesty and transparency, values that apparently aren't as universal as I thought. To everyone who's reached out asking why Sarah and I haven't been around much lately, now you know. I'm doing okay, and I'm moving forward. Sometimes the people we trust most are the ones who surprise us the most. I tag her in it. Within an hour, it had dozens of likes and comments. Her friend from work started messaging me privately, some apologizing, others sharing their own suspicions about Sarah and Mark. The best part? Her sister called me 20 minutes after I posted it. Jake, what the hell did you do? I told the truth, Lisa. Is that a problem? Sarah's having a complete breakdown. She's been throwing up all morning, and now she's locked herself in my bathroom crying. Well, I said calmly, maybe she should have thought about that before she decided to have unprotected sex with a married pilot. Wait, Mark's married? I smiled. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, Captain Mark Davis has a wife and 2 kids in Denver. I found his Facebook page yesterday. Really nice family photos. The silence on the other end was deafening. You posted his information too? I didn't have to. Sarah's work friends put 2 and 2 together pretty quickly. Apparently, airline crews are surprisingly tight-knit communities. Word travels fast. I could hear Sarah sobbing in the background. Jake, please, can't you take down the post? For Sarah's mental health. You know what would have been good for Sarah's mental health? Not cheating on her husband. I hung up and poured myself a glass of the expensive whiskey Sarah had bought me for my birthday, the one I'd been saving for a special occasion. This felt special enough. The pregnancy test came back positive. Sarah confirmed it through a lawyer. She was too ashamed to call me directly after the social media fallout. But here's the thing that really got me. She wanted to try couples counseling. She actually had her lawyer reach out to mine, suggesting we could work through this rough patch and co-parent the baby together, regardless of paternity. The audacity was breathtaking. I had my lawyer respond with a simple message. Mr. Thompson will agree to couples counseling on one condition, that it's filmed and made public, since Mrs. Thompson seems comfortable sharing intimate details of their marriage with airline crews and social media followers. Needless to say, she dropped the counseling idea. The divorce proceedings moved faster than I expected. Sarah's infidelity was well documented, and her pregnancy complicated things in ways that worked in my favor. She couldn't claim the child was mine without a paternity test, and she couldn't demand spousal support while carrying another man's baby. Mark's wife filed for divorce 2 weeks after my social media post went viral in their aviation community. Apparently, Sarah wasn't his first affair, just his most public one. His wife thanked me in a private message for giving her the evidence she needed to finally leave him. The baby was born 6 months later. A little girl. The paternity test confirmed what we all suspected. Mark was the father. Sarah sent me a photo through her sister, I think hoping I'd feel something. Want to be involved somehow. I felt nothing. That sounds cold, but it's the truth. That little girl represented everything Sarah had chosen over our marriage. Looking at her was like looking at evidence of betrayal. 3 months after the divorce was finalized, I got a message from Sarah. She was struggling financially. Mark had been fired from the airline for violating their fraternization policies and was behind on child support. She wondered if I might consider helping out for old time's sake. I screenshotted the message and sent it to my lawyer with a note. Please confirm that my ex-wife asking for money to support another man's child doesn't create any legal obligations for me. The response was swift. You have no legal, moral, or ethical obligation to support your ex-wife or her child. I'd recommend blocking her number. So I did. I'm not proud of being petty. I'm not proud of the social media post that probably hurt Sarah more than she deserved. But I'm not ashamed of it either. Sometimes the truth is messy and painful, and sometimes people need to face the consequences of their choices publicly. The last I heard, Sarah moved back home with her parents. Mark lost his pilot's license over the scandal and now works at a regional airport doing maintenance. They're not together. Apparently, their relationship didn't survive outside the fantasy of hotel rooms and uniforms.